with a loot box free guarantee. It's the Life is Casual Gamers podcast. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the reboot of the Life is Casual Gamers podcast. I'm your host, Matt. We have several things for you on the show today, including Noob news. We have a lot of stories for you. We have Geek Out, Freak Out, and Thoughts and Prayers. I do want to start the podcast by mentioning that sometime this week we will be uploading a video to YouTube with a game review of Apex Legends with some tips in there as well. That'll be found on our podcast channel, so keep your eyes open for that. And also, we have so many games releasing by the end of this week. Which ones are you most excited for? And which ones will you be buying? Go and check out our poll. Let us know on Twitter. There's Crackdown 3, Far Cry New Dawn, Jump Force, and Metro Exodus all coming out on Friday. So some very, very exciting stuff happening in gaming right now. Let's dive right on into it with Noob News.
Noob News.
Nintendo Direct is arriving later today. In a tweet, Nintendo has said that they'll be featuring 35 minutes of information on upcoming Nintendo Switch titles, including new details on Fire Emblem Three Houses. Nintendo revealed Fire Emblem at E3 last year. This will be the first time Fire Emblem has been on a Nintendo since 2007. This will also be the first Nintendo Direct since November when they did one for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you want to tune in and check that out, it's happening this afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And you can find the stream on nintendo.com/Nintendo-Direct. Sean Layden from Sony has revealed why Sony won't be at E3 this year. Skipping out on one of the largest gaming events of the year can cause a lot of buzz, but he says that they're passing on E3 because they're not keeping up with the changing gaming industry. That's E3, not Sony. In an interview, he said the nature of E3 has been built up around standards that no longer apply, both for retailers and journalists. At its inception, the show had been a place for retailers to plan their stock and for journalists to plan cover stories for magazines. In the modern era, both of those have shifted. Now we have an event in February called Destination PlayStation, where we bring all retailers and third-party partners to come hear the story for the year, he said. They're making purchasing decisions in February. June now is just too late to have a Christmas holiday discussion with retailers. So retailers have really dropped off. And journalists now, with the internet and the fact that 24/7 there's game news, it's lost its impact around that. So the trade show became a trade show without a lot of trade activity. The world has changed, but E3 hasn't necessarily changed with it. It sounds cool that they're doing Destination PlayStation in February. You know, I get it from them and on a business side of things. But unfortunately, that's only going to be devs and journalists and investors. We won't really have access to that as fans. So it's not like they can, announce a release date for The Last of Us 2 during the event like they can for E3. Really, all I want this year is a release date for The Last of Us 2. I think Sean's kind of missing the point, though, on this when it comes to E3. Sure, hold your February event, keep it insider knowledge, whatever. But utilize E3 for the platform that it's become now, for fans. E3 has become not so much about the retailers, but about the fans that are streaming this and watching it to find out what new games will be coming out, what games will be announced, what are the big release dates going to be. What are the big titles going to be? What are the big plans? It's all for the fans. I really think that Sony's missing out on a huge opportunity to really draw attention to Sony for what the fans want. It's definitely a missed opportunity. I get what they're doing in February, but if you're not going to stream that live and announce all the big Sony things independently in February rather than in June, then use June to announce what you discussed in February at your Destination PlayStation. And as a casual gamer, you gotta love Rocket League. It's the ultimate game for filthy casuals like myself. 5-minute game length, couch play, controller games, and the most toxic someone can get is by spamming, "What a save! What a save! What a save!" Well, good news, if you've been playing alone on a platform your friends don't have, a cross-platform party system will be coming very soon. How soon? February 19th. We have a date. This is fantastic. See, I have the game on both my PS4 and PC, and instead of playing split screen when a friend comes over, I can actually launch the game up on both now, and we can play on separate monitors. So let's celebrate and do a little dance. Do a little dance. You can't see me because it's audio, but I'm dancing. My singing voice isn't as good as my dancing moves. Apex Legends, of course, you've heard of that. Well, it's already broken Fortnite's record. It had over 10 million users in its first 72 hours, and now there's over 25 million active users. This thing's been out for a little over a week now. Absolutely insane. But more importantly, Apex Legends is doing great things for Titanfall fans. With Apex Legends' release, it's given Titanfall 2 multiplayer a burst of new life as people are digging up their old discs, popping them into their PS4 or Xbox, and playing Titanfall 2 again. I loved playing Titanfall 2 multiplayer, and I'm not going to lie, I definitely considered playing it again, but it's just rare that I play my PS4. But I'm glad that when I do decide to finally go and pop it back in, there will actually be people online playing. We're getting a nice taste of nostalgia as well from the Assassin's Creed series. Assassin's Creed 3 is being remastered. We posted this on our social media feeds when the news broke last week. They released a comparison trailer, but now we have the release date. It'll be released on March 29th. Assassin's Creed 3 was, I think, the first game that I've played from the series, and it's really what made me fall in love with it. I know I'm missing out on 1 and 2, and everyone talks about 1 and 2 are the best ones. They're much better games. Yeah, I get it. But this one has been my favorite so far. And if they remaster the first 2, I'll play them. In the meantime, I'm going to take a trip down memory lane on March 29th and play Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. If you've been anxiously waiting for Anthem to be released, you won't just be getting a game. Director Neil Blomkamp has teased a new trailer of a live-action short. We'll have that posted to our social media. So remember to give us a follow and a like on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Head there, check it out. Just search Life as Casual Gamers. There's also a new 10 minutes of Rage 2 gameplay. From the looks of it, a dev was playing. They had to be, because the person playing on that gameplay trailer was just way too good. Destroying everything made it look easy. And it also made it look really cool. And I honestly think that the popularity of Apex Legends is going to help Rage 2, as it kind of looks like it has a similar feel, other than the whole, Battle Royale thing. We also have that 10-minute Rage 2 gameplay video posted to our social media feeds as well. That's it for Noob News. Now on to Geek Out, Freak Out.
Geek Out, Freak Out.
So the Grammys were this past weekend. And while I typically don't really care to see Hollywood celebrate itself, I'm a huge music fan. I love music, and I love watching the performances. And over the last year, I've actually become a huge Post Malone fan. Whether you like it or not, I believe he's the future of music. He really is the next big star, and he's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I promise you that. And it was really cool to see him perform with Aerosmith last year. And it was amazing to see Steven Tyler, such a huge rock star, shout out to Posty, calling him the next generation of rock star. I know it really ticked off a lot of Aerosmith fans, but it's true whether you want to believe it or not. And at the Grammys, seeing him perform with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that was unreal. I was freaking out the entire time. It makes me so happy to see one of my favorite new artists performing with the legends that I grew up listening to. I've seen the Chili Peppers a few times. One of those times I happened to be 6 rows from the stage, humble brag. I also even got a chance to meet them. Unfortunately, it was really busy and they were in a hurry. Me and my girlfriend managed to get our tickets signed by Will Ferrell. Well, at least his lookalike, the drummer from the Chili Peppers. I still have that ticket framed. Another humble brag from me. But seeing Posty perform with them on national television was beyond words. Plus, everything he does with so much I hate to say this word, but I do when it's describing Posty. Swag. Posty has swag. Nobody has swag like Posty. Who else can pull off that sparkly pink suit? Come on. And if you think you can, I'd like to see a picture. I'd like you to prove it. Send me a picture of you wearing a pink sparkly suit. I really need to see Posty perform live. And actually, on the topic of music, I want to geek out a little bit over Tool. You may not like Posty if you like Tool, or you may like both. Hopefully you like both. Well, Tool has announced a release window, not a date, a window for the new album. On Friday, Maynard tweeted, update midway through mixing, most likely be a few recalls, then some arguing, then mastering, artwork, video, special packaging, etc. Best ballpark guess, release date somewhere between mid-May and mid-July. More focused updates to follow as we progress. And then he tagged Tool and hashtagged Simple Math. I remember thinking, wow, it took forever for them to release 10,000 Days. If only we knew. If only we knew it would be way longer for them to release this album. Maybe we wouldn't have been so hard on them for 10,000 Days. I still think that Maynard is just messing with us. And that when he says release window mid-May to mid-July, I'm pretty sure he means mid-May to mid-July of 21-19 and not 2019. All right, geeking out over music is done. Time now for thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
My thoughts. The more we talk about Apex Legends being a Fortnite killer, how long until Apex Legends gets saturated with so many players that it becomes the new game to hate? In my prayers, I pray to no longer finish in second every single time I play Apex Legends. Those are my thoughts and prayers for this week. That's wrapping up another episode of the Life as Casual Gamers podcast. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast. It's absolutely free to subscribe. No loot boxes here. And of course, remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Leave us a comment, a review. Let us know what you think about the show. Share it with your friends. Of course, all of this is very much appreciated. Come back again next week for another episode of the Life as Casual Gamers podcast. Good luck and have fun, you filthy casuals.